In March 2025, Sudiksha Konanki, a 19-year-old student from the University of Pittsburgh, planned a trip with her friends. Their destination was Punta Cana, a well-known tourist spot in the Dominican Republic. The trip was supposed to be a fun getaway filled with beach outings, sightseeing, and enjoying time together. Everything was going as planned, but on the morning of March 13th, everything changed. Sudiksha went missing from a beach in Punta Cana. Her mysterious disappearance quickly turned into a case that shocked the world. What started as a simple vacation quickly turned into a major international case. At first, it seemed like a simple missing person case, but as more details emerged, it became one of the most puzzling disappearances of 2025. Authorities from 2 countries got involved. The media picked up the story, and many questions remained unanswered. Sudiksha Konanki was born and raised in Northern Virginia. Her parents had immigrated from India in search of better opportunities. They worked hard to provide a good life for their daughter, emphasizing the importance of education, discipline, and family values. From an early age, Sudiksha was known for being intelligent, curious, and hardworking. She excelled in school, earning top grades in subjects like science and mathematics. Her teachers often praised her dedication and willingness to learn. Outside of academics, she was involved in extracurricular activities and had a strong interest in neuroscience and biology. After graduating high school with honors, she was accepted into the University of Pittsburgh, where she pursued a degree in neuroscience. Her dream was to become a doctor and help others. By the age of 19, she was already in her 2nd year of university and was performing exceptionally well in her studies. She even worked on scientific research projects in the university's lab. Despite her busy academic schedule, Sudiksha made time for social activities. She was an active member of the Indian Students Association and participated in volunteer work. She enjoyed spending time with friends, practicing yoga, and exploring new places. Those who knew her described her as friendly, kind, and responsible. She had a close relationship with her family and often shared her achievements and future plans with them. Her parents were proud of her and supported her ambitions. In the months before her trip, Sudiksha was particularly excited about an upcoming summer internship at a medical institution. She was looking forward to gaining real-world experience in the field she loved. When spring break arrived, Sudiksha saw it as a short break before her final exams. She planned the trip carefully, ensuring that everything was organized. Her parents were aware of her travel plans and trusted her to be responsible. On March 10, 2025, Sudiksha Konanki and her 5 friends arrived in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. They had planned this trip for weeks, booking their stay at the Riu Bamboo Hotel, a popular resort known for its beaches and nightlife. The first few days of the trip were spent relaxing by the ocean, trying local food and taking part in water activities. Everything seemed normal. Sudiksha kept in touch with her parents, sending photos and updates about the trip. She seemed happy, and there was no indication that anything was wrong. On March 11th, the group decided to visit Coco Bongo, a well-known nightclub in Punta Cana. That night, they met a group of American tourists from Iowa, including 25-year-old Joshua Riibe. According to Sudiksha's friends, the 2 spoke casually, but nothing unusual happened. After a fun night out, the girls returned to their hotel safely. The next day, on March 12th, they ran into Joshua Riibe and his friends again on the beach. This time, they spent more time together, talking and taking part in water activities. Sudiksha seemed to enjoy their company and was in a good mood. In the evening, the group had dinner at a beachside restaurant and everything seemed normal. However, later that night, something unusual happened. Sudiksha made 2 payments through Venmo, one for $175 and another for $55. Both payments were sent to Joshua Riibe. The reason for these transactions remains unknown. Some theories suggest it could have been for drugs, entertainment, or shared expenses, but no clear explanation has been confirmed. That same night, Sudiksha called her parents, telling them everything was fine. She also messaged a friend, saying she was going to bed early because she had planned an excursion the next morning. This was the last time anyone heard from her. On the morning of March 13, 2025, everything seemed normal at the Riu Bamboo Hotel in Punta Cana. Sudiksha Konanki's friends woke up around 8 a.m., expecting to find her in their shared hotel room. But her bed was empty, and her belongings were still there. At first, they didn't think much of it. They assumed she had gone for a morning run, a swim, or had stepped out to get breakfast. However, by noon, there was still no sign of Sudiksha. Her friends began calling and texting her, but she wasn't responding. That's when they started to worry. Later, when hotel security reviewed CCTV footage, they found that Sudiksha had left the hotel at 7:30 a.m. She was wearing a swimsuit with a light dress over it and appeared calm. She was alone as she walked toward the beach. Then, at 8:15 a.m., another security camera from a nearby hotel recorded Sudiksha again. This time, she was seen walking with Joshua Riibe, the American tourist she had met earlier on the trip. They were on the beach, talking, and appeared relaxed. This is the last confirmed sighting of Sudiksha. According to Joshua Riibe, he and Sudiksha decided to go for a swim. He claimed that while they were in the water, a large wave hit them both. He said he helped Sudiksha back to shore, and after that, she walked toward the hotel while he stayed on the beach. However, there were no witnesses to confirm this story. By the afternoon, with no sign of Sudiksha, her friends contacted hotel staff and local authorities. The Dominican police were informed and a search operation began. The first places they searched were the beach area, hotel surroundings, and nearby resorts. They asked local businesses if anyone had seen Sudiksha, but no one had any information. By evening, police started searching the waters near the beach, using boats and drones to scan the coastline. Divers were also brought in to search underwater. Despite all efforts, there was no trace of Sudiksha. That same night, Sudiksha's parents were informed about her disappearance. Shocked and worried, they immediately booked flights to the Dominican Republic. They arrived the next day, desperate for answers. The disappearance of Sudiksha Konanki quickly became a high-profile case. The fact that she had vanished without a trace raised many questions. Had she drowned in the ocean, as Joshua Riibe claimed? So why was her body never found? Or was there something more to the story? As the search continued, investigators started looking deeper into Joshua Riibe's version of events. Soon, inconsistencies in his statements and suspicious financial transactions would make him the main person of interest in Sudiksha's disappearance. Police brought in Joshua Riibe for questioning. He repeated his version of events, that he and Sudiksha had gone swimming, a large wave hit them, and she walked away toward the hotel. However, his statements raised several red flags. No other witnesses saw Sudiksha return. Her body was not found, even after extensive searches. Why did she send Riibe $230 through Venmo the night before? Authorities also noted that Joshua Riibe left the Dominican Republic on March 14th, the day after Sudiksha went missing. He returned to the United States earlier than planned, without fully cooperating with the investigation. The case quickly gained international media attention, and the FBI stepped in to assist Dominican authorities. They started analyzing phone records to check her last known activity. Bank transactions, including the mysterious Venmo payments. Social media messages to find any hidden clues. Meanwhile, search teams continued to comb the beaches, ocean, and surrounding areas. Divers searched off the coast while drones were used to scan remote locations. But despite these efforts, no physical evidence of Sudiksha was found. The case was no longer just about a missing person. It was turning into a complex mystery with unanswered questions. As soon as Sudiksha's parents arrived in Punta Cana on March 14th, they began pushing for more action from the authorities. They met with local police, hotel management, and U.S. Embassy officials, demanding a thorough investigation. Her father, Punta Cana, expressed frustration, saying that the police were not acting fast enough. He believed that the first 48 hours were critical, but valuable time had already been lost. The family also suspected that Joshua Riibe knew more than he was admitting. Feeling that the local investigation was moving too slowly, Sudiksha's parents hired private detectives. They also offered a $50,000 reward for any information that could lead to finding their daughter. Back in the United States, the case quickly gained media attention. News outlets such as CNN, ABC, and the New York Times covered the story. Social media played a huge role, with the hashtag #FindSudiksha going viral. Thousands of people shared her story, hoping that public pressure would force authorities to act faster. Sudiksha's university, the University of Pittsburgh, also got involved. Students organized vigils, started online petitions, and called for a stronger investigation. Over 200,000 people signed a petition demanding that U.S. authorities put more pressure on the Dominican government to solve the case. The case also caught the attention of Beth Holloway, the mother of Natalie Holloway, who disappeared in Aruba in 2005. She reached out to the Konanki family, offering support and advice. The Konankis later hired T.J. Ward, the private investigator who worked on Natalie Holloway's case. As public pressure increased, law enforcement intensified their efforts. The FBI started analyzing digital evidence, and the Dominican police expanded their search area. Despite all efforts, there were still no answers. The case remained a mystery, and Sudiksha's parents refused to give up hope. As investigators dug deeper into Sudiksha Konanki's disappearance, several key findings and unanswered questions emerged. Phone records showed that Sudiksha's phone was active until around 8:30 a.m., after which it stopped transmitting signals. Investigators believed this could mean her phone was damaged by water or turned off. The $230 Venmo payments she sent to Joshua Riibe on March 12th remained unexplained. Riibe first claimed it was for a restaurant bill, then later said it was for souvenirs. Some investigators suspected it could have been for drugs or another secret transaction. People came up with different theories about Sudiksha's mysterious disappearance, speculating on what might have happened. Accidental drowning. A strong wave might have pulled her out to sea, and her body was carried away by ocean currents. Foul play, Joshua Riibe's inconsistent statements, and the mysterious money transfers led to suspicions that he was involved in her disappearance. Kidnapping. Some believed she was taken by someone else, possibly traffickers or criminals targeting tourists. Despite these theories, no concrete evidence pointed to what truly happened. After days of search efforts and investigations, authorities were still unable to find any physical evidence of what happened to Sudiksha Konanki. Despite extensive searches in the ocean, on the beaches, and in surrounding areas, her body was never recovered. On March 19, 2025, Sudiksha's parents made a heartbreaking public statement. After reviewing the evidence, they had come to accept the possibility that their daughter had drowned. They said with deep sadness and a heavy heart, "We have come to terms with the fact that Sudiksha tragically drowned while on her spring break vacation." This was a significant shift from their earlier stance, as they had initially pushed for a deeper investigation and had doubted the drowning theory. Meanwhile, Joshua Riibe, the last person to see Sudiksha, appeared before a Dominican judge on March 19th. Despite inconsistencies in his statements, authorities found no direct evidence linking him to a crime. He was released without charges and returned to the United States. The case remains officially open, though the search efforts were scaled back. Sudiksha's disappearance became a cautionary tale for students traveling abroad. Universities started increasing safety briefings, and families urged their children to stay in close contact during trips. The disappearance of Sudiksha Konanki remains an unresolved mystery. Despite investigations by Dominican authorities and the FBI, no clear answers have emerged. Theories range from accidental drowning to foul play, but without physical evidence, the truth remains unknown. What do you think happened? Was it an accident? Or is there more to the story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoy in-depth true crime investigations, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next story. Stay safe and stay aware.